Okay. Good morning, folks. Oh, okay. Hi. Continue in the mimer. He shalcha bincha. Your son will ask, your child will ask. Mocher. Tomorrow. Ma ha'edus ha'chukim ha'mishpatim. What are the testimony laws, the statutory laws, shpatim, the ordinances that Hashem our God has commanded you? So, we have explained three different dimensions in serving God, in the mitzvahs. There is the dimension of the way God fills the world, the way the mind fills our awareness and brings, molds and shapes things inwardly, the light of God that's inward within the world. That represents the rationale, the understanding of the mitzvah. And even those mitzvahs that are beyond rationale, there's an aspect of rationality to it. That's mishpatim, the ordinances, business law, laws of theft, and so on. Chokim, statutory laws, laws that are beyond, just as God is beyond. God is encompassing all of creation, but yet relative to it, because he's encompassing it. So likewise, this is the aspect that's beyond rationale, beyond the human condition. And that's the laws of Torah that are beyond logic, like not to wear wool and linen, the red heifer that brings purification when you come in contact with a corpse, and so on. And then you have edus, testimonies. And that, first of the mitzvahs like keeping Shabbos, putting on tefillin, on a simple level means they testify to the unity and the oneness of God. In our context over here, they represent in our service that we, the Jewish people, are a testimony, a witness to God. How's that? By the very fact that we were given a Jewish soul, that's a part of God. By virtue of that. By virtue. And being that the root of the soul is in the core essence of God, so therefore, the Jewish soul is a testimony to God. And that rooted soul is greater than the Torah and mitzvahs that we fulfill. So the very essence of the Jewish soul testifies is a living testimony of God. So then, why do you need Torah and mitzvahs if we're greater than it, right? The reason for that is because in order to draw that in a revealed way, the root of the soul, so therefore you need to fulfill mitzvahs. first and foremost as a testimony unto God by the fulfillment of mitzvahs, right? As the fact that you are something means you've got to reveal that. So you are a living Jew with a Jewish soul, and to testify, to bear witness on God means one has to reveal that. Now, we can say that the main aspect of mitzvahs then is that they are edus, a testimony, because through the fact that it's a testimony, it is drawing upon the core essence of God, the Ein Sof of God, or Ein Sof. What does that mean? The chukim and the mishpatim, right? Important that we, become familiar with the Hebrew terms. Right, chukim again, statutory, beyond logic, red heifer. Mishpatim, logical ones, laws of business, right, that are in Torah, and so on. So the chukim and the mishpatim of mitzvahs, which again draws upon chukim on the encompassing light of God. Mishpatim draws upon, brings down the light of God as he fills the world, right? Coffee fills the cup, and then there's that which is beyond the cup, that encompasses the cup. Encompasses the cup together with the phone, right? Beyond both, encompassing both equally. The way the life forces in a cup and in a phone is different, as it's different in the ear from the eyes that give it a different functionality. But then there's a life force that is encompassing. So what is the component of those aspects of the mitzvahs? Right. Is in order to draw from the essence of God, from the core of God, Atzmus is called, right? That Atzmus is beyond revelation. Atzmus is beyond saying that he's beyond. Beyond is already a revelation of something. Oh, it's beyond me. That itself is revealing, right? Right. So in order that Atmos, which is Edus, right, should be revealed, it goes through, comes down, first being from the essence to or Haseviv, to the encompassing light that's beyond, and then the light as it fills the world, right? That's how it's going to become revealed through that process. So in other words, there's the core essence of the mitzvah and the core essence of our attachment to God through the mitzvah, but that's not something revealed. That's not something revealed beyond being beyond even, right? It's like the core of the person. It's not revealed. It's like, that's why we don't know ourselves to the core, so to speak, because it's not the conscious level, not the subconscious. It's beyond that, beyond. So the core of God then to draw it down and that it should become revealed, well, it goes through the way God encompasses the world, drawn down through that, which is chukim, expresses itself in chukim. And on that level, then there'll be a revelation. What will be the revelation of Atmos? Oh, it's beyond grasp, beyond reach, which that means itself that there's something to reach. And then it's filtered further down as it's drawn through the act of the mitzvah, right? Into the way the light of God fills the world. And that's how it becomes. And that's the idea of mishpatim, of mitzvahs, right? Which means in every mitzvah, there's the three components. First, it's the attachment to the essence of God, which we have no experience and awareness of, at least now. And then it's how it's drawn down that core essence of God through the act of the mitzvah in a manner that is you're sensing something, you're aware. Now there is awareness. That's revelation, right? There's what's the awareness? Oh, there's something beyond, right? And then it's drawn in and becomes internalized. That now you have an awareness that you can appreciate and grasp on some level, right? This is what's happening, right? Now, according to this, now we can understand that in the beginning of the Rebbe is explaining the previous Rebbe's Hasidic discourse. In the beginning of the previous Rebbe's discourse, said that the question of the Ben Chacham, remember, this is the question of the wise son, right? It was a wise child, is what is the Edus v'achukim v'amishpatim, these three categories, right? But since all mitzvahs are a command of God, why are they divided into three categories? Right? This is also an explanation to the explanation that further in the discourse, that the question is, how can you reveal godliness through mitzvahs after the giving of the Torah, when the main way to reveal godliness is through the act itself? How do you reveal godliness through an action? Through your spirit, through your soul, through your intent, through your mindfulness that he gets. But after the giving of the Torah, right, this is his question. So what's the idea over here? But there's two things. There's a couple of things coming together over here. One, why are the mitzvahs divided into the three categories? Right, that was an original question, the way we understood. And how could it be that mitzvahs could, through the act of the mitzvah, you could draw down core essence of God? Okay. Now, how do you draw them? In other words, since we're talking about something spiritual, so you understand through the spiritual you could draw down God. But we're talking about the act, the physical act of doing a mitzvah. How's that doing it? So the idea over here is the fact that the act of the mitzvah could draw down godliness. This is not a wonderment. Why? Because in the end, the mitzvahs are the will of God. Right? That's what God wants. He wants it. So therefore, he empowers us that through the act of the mitzvah, we can draw him down. So that is not the question of the Ben Chacham. Question of the Ben Chacham is, how could you draw down through the act of a mitzvah the revelation of godliness? To draw down godliness is one thing. Revelation of godliness means that there's some kind of experience of it, right? There's some kind of awareness of it. How's that work? Right? Again, through the act of the mitzvah. That's his question. Because that is the main novelty of the giving of the Torah. There was always Torah and mitzvahs. You know, the patriarchs, matriarchs, they fulfilled it, but they fulfilled it in a spiritual way. They were very connected to God. They were completely nullified. Chariots is the term, Merkava, to the divine. No will of their own, no sense of their awareness is God awareness, completely attuned to the divine. That was all in spirit. Here we're saying that, so the fact that they reveal through what they do godliness, and they have an awareness on, they have an experience of it. Well, okay, we get that because it's in the spirit of what they did. But here we're saying that after the giving of the Torah, it's in the act of the mitzvah. How is that revealing godliness? That you draw down godliness. Okay. God says, you put on your tefillin, you put on your tzitzis, you make a meal on Shabbos, make Kiddush on Shabbos, you draw down godliness. Okay, that we get. Revelation, though, is different. Revealed godliness means it has to come and touch us in some revealed manner. How does that work through the act? That's the question. So if you recall, in the beginning, we had a question, why isn't he asking on the mitzvahs in general? He's not asking on the mitzvahs in general of how they could draw down godliness. That he gets, it's a divine will. Right? God can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants, but he can't make me understand something. He can't make me experience something. Right? That's so the revelation of the mitzvah, that can't be imposed. the fact that it draws down godliness, okay. But that I have an awareness, I have an experience, I have a connection to it, and that it's internalized to such an extent, that's revealing. That can't be imposed. So therefore, he's not asking what are the mitzvahs that they draw down God, but what is the revelation? Because that's the three categories, right? Starting with the core essence of God, bringing it down into encompassing light of God, bringing it into an internalized light of God, right? Edus, Chokim, Mishpatim, in that order, specifically, right? As we've explained. That's his question. So he's asking, Maha Edus Vachokim Mishpatim, what are these testimonies, these statutory laws that are beyond, that Edus, that are testify to the core essence of God, Chokim, that are the statutory laws that are beyond logic, encompassing light of God, and then brought down and revealed further in Mishpatim, ordinances that are laws that are rational, that are integrated, laws of business, theft, and so on, that are drawn down and integrated into the mind. That God has commanded you, meaning you, after the giving of the Torah, that the main thing of a mitzvah is the action itself. Right? To draw down godliness, he understands. But that it's drawn down in a revealed manner, this is his question. How's that? How could it be revealed? Through the act of the mitzvah. And we give him an answer. And that answer will unravel tomorrow. All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Rabbi.